My mom swore by this for her skin. But is it actually good for your skin, or have you been trusting a very confident chain of women? Let's find out. Let's play a little game. Things our mom told us, true or false. Here's how it works. I'm going to give you a piece of skin advice that has been passed down in Indian households for generations. You decide, true or false. And then I'll let you know what the science actually says. Some of these will surprise you. Some of them will vindicate your mom completely. And at least one, I promise, will make you question everything. Ready? Let's go. Round 1. Besan applied to your skin. Is it good for your skin? The answer is mostly true, but one very important condition. Besan is a gentle physical exfoliant. It removes dead skin cells, absorbs excess oil, and has mild brightening effect over time. Your great-grandmother was right, but this is the part nobody tells you. How you use it matters the most. If you're rubbing it hard into your skin, it is going to damage your skin barrier. It is going to cause micro tears. Gentle circular motion, light pressure, Besan does the work. We don't need to be aggressive the way we've been taught to do it to remove the tan. So go easy on it. If your technique is wrong, correct it, and Besan is going to work really well for you. The ingredient is not the problem, it's the application here. Round 2. The more you wash your face, the clearer your skin is going to get. Oh my god, the amount of times I've heard this. True or false? This one's false. Completely false. And this is one that I think has caused the most damage to most Indian women's skin over the last few generations. Your skin has a natural barrier, a thin layer of oils and good bacteria that keeps moisture in and irritants out. Every time you wash your face with a soap or a cleanser, you strip a little bit of that barrier. Your skin needs time to rebuild it. Twice a day, maximum, is all you need. If you're washing 3, 4, 5 times a day, thinking your skin is oily and you need to wash it and you need to remove the sweat, you're stripping faster than your skin can repair. The result, your skin overproduces oil to compensate. You feel oily, you wash more, it produces more. The cycle your mom started with the best intentions may be the exact reason your skin never fully settles. So, this one is a false. Once, maybe twice a day, that's all that you need. Round 3. We've all heard about it. Water is the key to beautiful skin. Drink more water, get better skin. True or false? This one I know everyone has an opinion on. Every mom, every auntie, every WhatsApp forward says it. Every celebrity says it. The key to beautiful skin is hydration. What do you think? Is it true or false? It's partially true, but not in the way you think. Here's the reality. Hydration matters for overall health, including skin cell function. If you're genuinely dehydrated, your skin will look dull and tired. Fixing that dehydration will help. But if you're already adequately hydrated, drinking an extra liter of water a day does not directly make your skin more hydrated. Water you drink doesn't travel straight to your skin cells. It goes through your kidneys first. Your skin gets what's left after every other organ takes its share. The real skin hydration happens topically and through your skin barrier functioning properly, which brings us back to round 2. Stop overwashing. That does more for skin hydration than any amount of extra water. Verdict? Partially true. Fixed dehydration, yes, but water alone is not a skincare routine. Round 4. And this is the big one, the holy trinity of Indian skincare. Besan haldi curd, mixed together, applied to face, left on for 20 minutes. True or false? Does this actually work? True. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because this isn't just tradition. This is chemistry. Gentle exfoliation, oil absorption. We covered this. Haldi, curcumin. The active compound in turmeric is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory ingredients in the world. Reduces redness, has mild antimicrobial properties. When applied topically, genuinely effective, but has to be used carefully. And last but not the least, curd. Contains natural AHAs, lactic acid, gently dissolves the bond between dead skin cells, and also is a mild probiotic. So it supports the skin's microbiome. Together, you have an exfoliant, an anti-inflammatory, and a gentle acid in a bowl from your kitchen. That's not a folk remedy, that's a formulation. The one condition, leave it on to work. Apply, wait, rinse gently, don't scrub. The pack is doing the job, not your hands. This is a golden one. Your mom deserves full credit for this one too. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, with a spoonful of besan and mix it with a little bit of curd. You can add a little bit of water, rose water, aloe gel if you may, depending on your skin type. And mix it and make it into a nice little paste. Mask activated naturally at home from your kitchen ingredients. Last round, and this one matters the most. Natural always means safe for skin. True or false? Yes. And this is the belief I care most about correcting because it's being quietly exploited by an entire industry right now. So here's the thing, right? It's not about natural versus chemicals. Natural may not always mean safe. Natural tells you where an ingredient came from. It tells you nothing whether it's right for your skin or right for your skin type or right at the concentration it's being used. These are three completely different questions and most labels answer none of them. The same natural ingredients can do completely different things depending on your skin type and the concentration it's used at. It's like they say, the dose is the poison. It's the same with chemicals, but generally, we are of the mindset that if it comes from our kitchen, if it's edible, it's safer. Something that works beautifully on an oily skin can strip and irritate dry or sensitive skin. Something effective at a low concentration can cause redness and damage to barrier at double the amount. Natural doesn't automatically mean gentle if it's not formulated right. Natural doesn't mean it's automatically going to suit you. Something as simple as aloe vera, it just doesn't suit everybody. Your mom trusted natural because it was genuinely safer than the synthetic alternatives available to her. That logic made sense then. Today, natural on a label means nothing legally. Anyone can write it. There's absolutely no standard, no certification, no proof. The right question isn't, is it natural? Is it the right ingredient for my skin? Is it at the right concentration for my specific concern? And has someone independently verified this? That's a harder question. And it's important that you question your brand on these questions. Whatever products that you use, flip the bottle, look at the label, try to understand which ingredient is where and for what reason. Final score out of 5. 2 true, 1 partially true, 2 false. Your mom was right more often than wrong. Besan works. The haldi curd pack works brilliantly. The instinct towards natural, whole ingredients is right. But the overwashing, wrong. Water myth, overstated. And the idea that natural automatically means safe, that one needs to be retired completely. She did her best with what she knew. Now you know more. If your mom has a skincare belief I didn't cover today, drop it in the comments. I'll fact check it in the next one.